Yeah, and I wonder, maybe I'll get a little deeper and philosophical for a second. So let's assume somebody goes through that, right? They get to the point where they say, geez, I didn't even realize this path I was on, I was programmed for it. I need to view it differently. One of the things I often wonder is that even from that point forward, when you make that realization and you decide, I want to do something differently, every reference point in your mind, every thought, every value is still rooted in that original
Mm.
programming. So it's like, how do you actually, it's almost like you have to erase all of that. And because otherwise you may think you're free now and you're acting differently, but you're still rooted in that same programming. So, and maybe that's
Hmm.
what you're getting at, V, where it's really hard. How do you make that jump? How do you go from being programmed to truly being free?
So that's the reason why they said it's a journey from the head to the heart.
Mm, mm.
It's the longest, the hardest distance. Um, so you would have to use your heart as the compass, and how to use it can be very difficult because we are all trained to make decisions logically.
Mm.
We are not really familiar with how we feel or even expressing emotion, even like crying, right? We're not allowed to cry.
Mhm.
And so we have been conditioned to block our emotion and block how we feel. And eventually we lose that touch with our heart. And that is the biggest compass to let you know which direction to go or what path that you need to take. And so for me, how did I do it? I actually just took a leap of faith. And when I was at that blank slate, I decided to make the difference. Like because I lived in a very logical world. I was raised in Asian family, and my background was in engineering.
Mm.
So I used my left brain constantly for everything. And so like even just feeling was very foreign for me. Like making decision by the heart was very foreign to me. And once I was asking for, I was questionings about my life, like because I already lost everything that I had at that time, and so I was like, "What next? Like, what am I supposed to do now?" Right? So, and I was searching a lot of books, personal development books, and I was like, there has to be something for me to learn. Like, how can people succeed and I cannot succeed, right? So one of the book that came to me was The Alchemist book, and it's a novel. It's a fictional book, but there's a lot of wisdom in that book, and the biggest lesson that I was able to relate to was to listen to your heart and follow your passion. So when I was already at the blank slate, and it's like nothing actually really worked for me anymore. So I was asking myself, what is it that I feel like I'm doing? What is it that I want to be? Like, what is it that I want to do now that I already lost everything? And the answer for me was just to travel. I just wanted to travel. I just wanted to see the world. I wanted to be free. I want to express my desire to be free. And traveling is one way for me to express that freedom. So it's like in the bottom ground, I knew at the deep core that freedom was what I wanted. And
Mm.
how do I want this freedom to look like? And that was traveling for me.